Hello, everyone. It's my little pretties. It's your mistress, Lioness here. And today, as you can see here, it's nighttime where I am. So you're obviously seeing a black screen. Today, I'm going to do a movie review on one of my favorite movies. Well, yeah. This is actually my first movie review. I haven't done one in quite a few years. And I'm like, you know what? Maybe I should back into it. So today, I am here to review this classic MGM film that has been around for around 80 years. And this movie is called The Wizard of Oz. What is The Wizard of Oz about? Well, most of us have seen this movie as a kid, and I know I have watched it plenty of times as a kid, and I obviously love the story. I love the story. Now, 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 Frank Baum actually wrote a story, The Wizard of Oz, in this different novel series. You know, there was like this one, Return to Oz, and etc. But I am talking about the MGM film that has made this movie for a long time. Now, most of us have seen The Wizard of Oz, so I'm pretty much going to spoil everything about the movie. And if you guys have not seen the movie, I highly recommend you do not watch this review and go watch the movie, so then you'll have a better opportunity to understand. I know this is late at night where I am, but I'm gonna be uploading this in the morning, so I'm like, you know what? I hope you guys all had a good Easter, by the way. I know I did, so I'm like, why don't I record this at night while everyone's asleep so I didn't have to do anything? Okay, now I'm gonna get to the film. This film opens with Dorothy and Toto, in Kansas with their Auntie Em and Uncle Henry, and of course, her with Dorothy's uncles named Hickory, Zeke, and oh my god, what's this other guy's name? And Hunk, yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry, people, if my memory seems off on, partway through the review. I do apologize because it's just I have a bad memory sometimes when it comes to remembering movies. But I do remember this one. This movie, to actually sum it up, is really good. Now, I could say that there was a lot of good things about this movie. One of them being that it's a classic. And it's a kids' classic movie. And I'm sure most of our parents have watched this movie. Most kids and most people I do know have grown up with this movie. So this movie was obviously a childhood classic. Lots of people really do like it. Even though this movie is 80 years old, it's still a really good movie. As at least to me that is. But if you guys disagree with me, that's okay. But just keep your opinions to yourself. If you don't respect my opinion, take it somewhere else. Okay, so Dorothy is like wishing that she's, somewhere over the rainbow, and there's a song based on it, which is sung by Judy Garland, which Judy Garland's performance in the movie is just amazing. Like, I love Judy Garland as Dorothy. I honestly think that she did a really great job. I think she honestly did a great job. Now, the next part of the film we see is Miss Gulch comes to take Toto, but of course Toto obviously escapes, and Dorothy decides to run away. Which, of course, she ends up going to Professor Marvel, and she ends up finding out that Auntie Em finds out that Dorothy actually ran away. So when Dorothy comes back, there is a twister, and Dorothy ends up getting knocked out by a window that flew and hit her head when she went to inside her house to look for Auntie Em. So when Dorothy and Toto wake up, they're in the cyclone. It lasts for a couple minutes, and then it goes to show that Dorothy is in Oz. Now, she meets a good witch of the north named Glinda, who gives Dorothy the ruby slippers, which they were originally from the Wicked Witch of the East. But ever since Dorothy's house crushed her, she actually killed the Wicked Witch of the East, and gets the ruby slippers. However, the Wicked Witch of the West who's played by Margaret Hamilton, wants the ruby slippers too. And obviously like Dorothy was scared of the Wicked Witch. So Dorothy goes on an adventure sent by Glinda to go to the Emerald City to find the Wizard of Oz. On the way, Dorothy meets a scarecrow who wanted a brain, and then she runs into the Tin Man who wants a heart, and she eventually runs into the Cowardly Lion who wants to have courage. So Dorothy and her friends go to Oz. Well, not they go to Emerald City in Oz, and they ask to see the wizard. So when they get inside the Emerald City, they ask the Wizard of Oz for their requests. The wizard says that they need to bring the broomstick from the Wicked Witch of the West. However, though they had to go to the Wicked Witch. On their way to go, defeat the Wicked Witch of the West to get the broomstick, the Wicked Witch of the West sends her flying monkeys to go capture Dorothy. So Dorothy gets captured by the Wicked Witch of the West with West's flying monkeys, and Toto does get kidnapped too. And the Wicked Witch of the West tells Dorothy to give her the ruby slippers. At first, Dorothy refuses, but she threatens to throw her dog over the river. At first, Dorothy was hesitant, but however, things change when Toto escapes the basket and escapes the Wicked Witch of the West's castle. So, the Wicked Witch of the West decides to use her hourglass and say, that's how much longer you gotta be alive. So, she waits to see if she can get her ruby slippers from Dorothy, while meanwhile Dorothy and her friends sneak in the Wicked Witch of the West castle in order to find her. However, Toto ends up finding them and leads them the way to the Wicked Witch of the West castle. They eventually free Dorothy and they try to escape, but they were only being attacked by the Wicked Witch. So they were trying to get away from the Wicked Witch, but they end up getting trapped. So basically what happens is Dorothy throws water at the Wicked Witch. By accident, she was temporarily trying to put the fire out that was burning on the scarecrow. So the Wicked Witch of the West melts, and Dorothy gets the broomstick with her friends, and they go back to see the wizard, only to find out that the wizard was actually a man in the curtain. So the lion gets his courage, the Tin Man gets a heart, and the scarecrow gets a brain. And the wizard tries to take Dorothy back to Kansas in his balloon, but that doesn't work out, and Dorothy ends up being sent home with the ruby slippers. Glinda says that she had the power to go back to Kansas, and at first Dorothy didn't really understand, but then when Glinda explained, she realized that they had magical powers, but she wasn't told before. So Dorothy uses the ruby slippers and gets back to Kansas. And that's basically how the movie ends, is with Dorothy waking up from her coma or something, or deep sleep, whatever you guys prefer to call it, to realize she's home. Well, that's basically pretty much wraps up the movie. Now, what did I think about this movie? This actually was one of my favorite movies of all time. It's like probably one of my top 20 favorite movies of all time, which I will make in the future. This is actually a really good movie. Now, for those of you who've never seen The Wizard of Oz, I highly recommend you check out this film, as this film is a really great film, and I honestly really highly recommend you check out this movie. This movie was actually really good. Well, it is a good movie. Some people may like it, others may not, but it's your opinion. I'm sure most of us have seen this movie as a kid, and I honestly think that this movie actually did pretty good. Now, here's something I'm going to say right now, my little pretties. This is where my fursona, the Shadow Lioness, this is basically what my channel was inspired from. Now, I decided to have my fursona based off of the Wicked Witch of the West, sort of. Kind of have a spin to her, basically. Basically, that's how my channel starts with, I call, You know how Shadow Reader says my little shadows and stuff? I call everyone my little pretties because, well, I basically love the Wicked Witch of the West. I honestly thought Margaret Hamilton's performance as her was awesome. And by the way, this is going to be something I will review probably sometime this week or something. The Margaret Hamilton actually appears in the episode of Sesame Street, playing as the Wicked Witch of the West. That will be a Sesame Street episode I will review one day. I don't know if I'll be able to do it this week, but I'm hoping I will. Now, the songs in the film are fantastic. Like, I love Judy Garland's Somewhere Over the Rainbow. It's actually a really great story. Well, great song. I actually like that song, but I also like the song sung by Dorothy and her friends when they said, if I only had a brain, if I only had a heart, and etc. Those songs were actually pretty good. Another thing that I really do like about the movie was that the whole thing, basically it goes black and white, kind of like beige color or something, but then it goes to, color in that in Oz. I actually really thought that was really cool. Like, I know it could be probably really cool looking. I know it's the graphics and all that. Even though not bad for a movie, even though if it's an 80-year-old movie, it's still really good. Even though this came out in 1939, this is actually one of the classics. Now, I did hear rumors that they are going to remake The Wizard of Oz. I don't know if that's even proven yet, but I actually saw on Facebook one day that there's actually a rumor saying they're going to remake the movie. I don't know if it's going to be entirely based off of kind of like a remake to this movie or remake of the movie, but make it more darker. I honestly am not sure, but I will guys keep you posted eventually. The concept of the movie is just amazing. The storyline is amazing. The characters are awesome and great. And lots of people got scared of the flying monkeys, which I'm pretty sure we all did get scared of the flying monkeys. Like, to be completely honest, people, I honestly love this movie. And if you guys think that this movie is actually good, I highly recommend you go check out this movie if you haven't. But yeah, and my little pretties was The Wizard of Oz. Now, this review, as long as it is, I'm going to try to wrap it up as quickly as I can. Now, I honestly don't have anything negative to say about it. It's a great film, great story, great characters, the songs are amazing, and the animation was just amazing, even though it's live action, but still. Now, I'm going to say right now, people, my little pretties, this is simply my own personal opinion, and if you disagree with me, that's okay too. My final rating of this movie would have to be a 10 out of 10. It's a great classic. I highly recommend you guys check this movie out if you haven't. And if you guys want to show your friends or family or whoever hasn't seen this movie, I highly recommend them to watch this. And yeah, my little pretties, what did you think about this movie? Did you enjoy it? Did you not? Also, what would you have done personally to help make this movie a lot better? Leave me know what your thoughts are down in the comment section down below. I'm the Lioness. Thank you so much for watching today's episode. And if you're brand new here to this channel, be sure you like, comment, subscribe because I break brand new videos every single day. Ring the bell for notifications to when I upload so you'll get to see what I upload next. And thank you so much for watching. And like always, I'm over and out and peace out. And I'll see you all later.